Hi class, today we are going to learn about the date functions. There are two date functions. One is called the now function in Days 360. The now function is a function that will input or give you the output of today's date. And the Days 360 function is a function that will count the difference between a beginning and an ending date. So it's going to tell you how many days elapsed between those two dates. To start off, you should have already received a copy of the spreadsheet that we are going to use, which you should be looking at. And we are going to start off with number 2 on your handout. Number 2 on your handout tells you to use the now function and insert it in cell A1. So we are going to click on cell A1. We are going to type equals, then start typing the word now. Once you have it, it's going to pop up. I want you to double click, and then you're going to close parentheses and hit enter. You noticed in A1, you now have today's current date. In number 3 says to calculate the 30-day payment date, enter a formula in cell F3 to add 30 to the value in cell D3. And then we're going to copy the formula. So we are going to select cell F3. We are going to then put the equal sign, D3 plus 30. By doing this, we will add 30 days to the date of service. To copy your formula, you want to make sure that you select F3, get the black solid cross at the bottom right hand corner of the cell you have selected, click and drag. The next step, number 4, is just where you want to verify and make sure that 30 days have been added to your date of service. Moving right along, we now have number 5. Number 5 says to determine the total outstanding balance in column H by subtracting the payment received from the amount billed. So we are going to go to H3. We will then click equal sign. Then we are going to have E3 minus G3. And then hit enter on your keyboard. We will then copy that formula by getting our black solid cross, click and drag. Next step, in number 6. Number 6 says to write a formula in column H to indicate the 90 days past due date. So we're going to add 60 to the value in column F. We will click on I3. We will then do equal sign. Then we're going to do F3 plus 60. And then hit enter. And then we're going to copy our formula. Okay? Next thing we are going to do is we are going to use the Days 360 function. For the Days 360 function. So we are going to next use the Days 360 function. The Days 360 function is going to be where we are going to use the use the last payment that was received, which was our 30-day payment, and then we're going to count how many days have elapsed. So we are going to go to J3. We are going to do our equal sign. Then we are going to start typing Days 360, and you will see it pop up in the box. Once you see it, just double click. And we are going to start with our 30-day payment, which was in F3. Then we will have a comma, and then we will have an $1. Okay? Now, we have our dollar signs put in place because that is how we are going to use what is stated in number 9 as an absolute reference. What absolute reference means is that you will be able to keep that particular cell constant, meaning that that cell will not change. Because what we want to do is count the number of days starting from F3 and counting up until today's current date. So we want for each cell for the date to stay the same. Therefore, you must use the dollar sign. Then you will go ahead and close your parentheses once you have your formula in. Then hit enter. And what you will see is that from the 30-day payment date until today, 3,591 days have lapsed. Next thing you want to do is copy your formula. Once you copy your formula, I would like for you to reduce the decimals so that we're just showing the whole number. And now, for each person, you have how many days have elapsed since their 30-day payment date. Okay? Next thing I want you to do is I want you to determine the average number of days that have elapsed for all payments. And I want you to put that in cell G12. In order to do the average, we're going to do equal sign. We're going to start typing in the word average. We will double click, and then we are going to select cells G3 through G10. Close your parentheses and then hit enter. We now have the average numbers of days that have elapsed. Okay, this now concludes our guided practice on the date function using now and days 360.